This is the middle third, brought to you by Riverside. We're back. Everything's ready to rock and roll. How are you, mate?
Mate, my opinion in the State of Origin later, you'll understand it, but when I first start talking about it, you'll think I'm weird.
Okay, then. That's a good way to start the show. Very good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, mate. Well, lots to talk about. Origin he's just going to touch the surface at the moment. We'll get into Origin when we dust out the soapbox. But just some of the things that are rolling around. Great news today. We'll go into a bit more detail. Finally, the NRL have seen a little bit of light. They're throwing some salary cap concessions at the Bears. It's pretty minimal.
You mean they've turned on a couple of sparklers?
Yeah, that'll be about it. Obviously, the Trell is injured again.
Yeah.
And there's still that massive $1.6, $1.8 million deal is still floating around. Seriously, the Rabbitohs are stupid if they go down that course. Anna Reynolds injured again, and now Dan Gagai is apparently on the radar for Brisbane. So, mate, Ben Hunt's now re-signed. What's going on at Brizzy, mate? Jesus Christ, it's Dad's army. Hey, it is dead set Dad's army.
Yeah, grumpy. Mate, I reckon Walter Matthau could get a start at number 9.
All you need to do is bring back Wayne Bennett in his 80s, mate, and you're getting ready to rock and roll there at Brisbane. Seriously. But anyway, Todd Payton, we'll talk more about this. Todd Payton has re-signed at the Cowboys. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's not talk more about that just now.
I know you're not.
But before we get going, mate, I know you got to go back to the Origin. Just something out of the Origin that really caught your eye.
What I liked most wasn't in the Origin.
Okay.
Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah, good on them. Yeah, they were good.
Mate, they've had how many games have they dropped by a B's, you know what, this year?
Plenty. And over the last few years, plenty.
So, mate, that was really, and young Zane Harrison was clutch.
Yeah, no, he did the job. Maybe should get on the text to Jamal Fogarty and give him some advice. Hey? Give him some advice. Mate, for me, I've got to say, what I love seeing, when I saw it in slow motion, I just marvelled even more, was the try off the scrum that Queensland scored, that Cobbo scored in the corner.
Mate, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best pills I've ever seen.
Like,
but not even just in State of Origin, it's probably one of the best, but in general...
mate, what a try.
It was outrageous.
What a try. What a try. It was great to see.
Corn on the cob is absolutely lighting it up.
He's killing it. Absolutely killing it. He is dead set playing for Australia if he wants to. So he's going absolutely.
I've got a funny one for you too. Throw this at you. They won't do it, but if you're changing codes, you should not be eligible to play representative football that year. That's what I think should happen.
I think just from a logical place, why would you reward someone who's leaving the code? He's leaving. I don't understand. I don't get. It's the same principle applies if someone's leaving your club at the end of the year, signed somewhere else. It's
not like they've got. Okay, it's not like they've got like a shortage of wingers.
It beggars belief, mate. They do. Look, there's no doubt he's a talent, mate. There's no doubt he's a talent. But I don't particularly care that he's a talent. He's leaving. He's decided his future doesn't lie with rugby league. It's same with Swale here. They did the same with Swale here as well. If my future's not with rugby league, so I'm going to go. But hey, let's take some more of their money. Let's get them to develop me a little bit more while I'm here.
And then let's do a bit of advertising for rugby union too.
That's what it is. They're using it, mate. Don't worry. They're using it. They are dead set using it. So, anyway.
I bet you, mate, if it wasn't a World Cup year next year, I bet you he wouldn't be going.
Now they'll want to go. They all want to play the World Cup, mate. That's the pinnacle for rugby.
I don't even get it. You're going to play the World Cup. We're going to get rinsed.
Absolutely. We're going to have a rugby league back line. They keep going at this rate, mate. So finally, NRL have seen the sparklers, and they've thrown out a concession for the Bears. So
we'll call it, as you said. What'd you call it before? Token.
It's a token gesture, is what it is. It should have been done. Not now that the Bears have now signed 20-plus players should have been done since day dot. So for those that don't understand, we're all struggling to understand it, but apparently a sponsor can top up a contracted player by 20% to a total of $500,000 for a year for the next 3 years. That's essentially what the deal is. So if you pay someone $1 million, not the Bears think have paid anybody $1 million. I certainly hope they haven't paid anybody $1 million.
No, nowhere near.
That means they can potentially top them up by 200,000. Can you imagine if they might have said to Cameron Munster when they were trying to get him to come over, look, here's 1.6, Cameron, and we'll give you the 20% top up, which is another 320,000.
And the captaincy.
And then suddenly nearly $2 million a year. That is like, okay, then I'll consider that. That's worth it's over or Tino or Jaden Campbell.
At least you're not living in a compound.
Like all these things, they should have been on the table from day dot. Now that they've 3/4 filled their roster, it is.
But I do I reckon with Cameron Munster, especially while the Craig Bellamy health issue.
Yeah, I don't think he would have got. I'm using him as an example. So
yeah.
But I'm sure there are plenty of players that they've pitched. The Bears have pitched that we don't know about.
Correct.
You don't find out about all of them. So we know about Jaden Campbell, and we know about
and Herbie has given the bird to the Roosters, which is good.
Are you saying that? Well, we've heard that before. The Roosters still managed to, find a bit of extra coin for someone in the sombrero, mate, to get him across there. So,
mate, I think Herbie would be the most well paid at that club for sure.
Well, if he's not, he's about to be.
Correct.
He'd be very close. Him and probably the Hammer are probably close. Guitar's up for a substantial upgrade. And that again becomes the problem. There's a lot of players there that are going to start command substantial upgrades, and you can't. And at the end of the day, you can't keep them all. So cannot keep them all. So, but look,
they've got Keeley and Asako going next year.
Yeah, but Asako was never on huge money. Oren Keeley was never on huge money. So. That doesn't. On the end of the day,
should be. Asako should be in the top 5 most paid wingers in the comp.
Should be, mate. Absolutely. Scores tries, kicks goals, makes meters.
Doesn't just kick goals. Doesn't miss goals.
Yeah, he's like
best kicker in the comp.
Yeah, I agree. I dead set agree. Very good at what he does, mate. So Latrell is injured again.
Yeah,
in the warm up.
We won't. Let's not harp on this too much. We get it. We get our point across. Put it this way: it's this simple. It would be without doubt one of the dumbest financial decisions in rugby league history to sign probably in the top 5 most injury-prone players in the modern era to that sort of deal. Fact.
Insane.
Done.
Unless you put a game criteria into it, which the RLPA won't light up. You've got to play, at least 20 games. Latrell, you're not going to get it.
Not including rep games and shit like that. 20 NRL games.
So it unfortunately, and you don't wish it on anybody, but he keeps getting injured now. Why does he keep getting injured? I don't know.
It's too big. He doesn't look after himself.
Potentially, yeah, potentially. Look, he's certainly not the biggest player that's ever played the game, but he's certainly. No, he's certainly one of the more injury prone. And now that he's moved him back to the centres now. Maybe it was 2 or 3 years too late. Should have gone back earlier. Now that the damage might have already been done to his body. So, and speaking about old buggers getting injured, Adam Reynolds is out. So it's obviously a bit more than just a cramp that supposedly left the field for. And while we're talking about old buggers, and mate, you blokes have re-signed Ben Hunt.
Yeah, Ben Hunt is in my all-time Broncos top 10 most favourite players.
Would you have re-signed him? Would you have re-signed on his current form right now? Is he worthy of another contract?
Do I have a budget to play with?
Well, you might have a budget. You can't pay him 150 because the NRL won't allow it.
If you got him for say 250,
I don't even know if they'd allow that.
Yeah, exactly right. But I would, if you could get him for 250, that would be how much I'd pay him. I'd pay him for utility value and experience because he's certainly got all those.
Oh, he's got experience. There's no doubt about that part.
And professionalism. But I would not sign him on anything more than that, purely for the fact is that At some stage, while I love these players, the development and the grassroots in the future needs to be invested in.
Agree.
So
I'm going to agree with you on that. So next year, Brisbane have got in the halves. This is what their current halves sandwich looks like. You've got Ezra Mam, who's a bit all over the shop at the moment. We've got young Tom Duffy is there. You've got Troy Pezzett coming, and now Ben Hunt.
Troy Pezzett played back in the early 90s, mate.
What's his name again?
Jonah.
Close. We got the Pezzett part right. Jeez, look, I'm getting old, mate. Give me a break. Give me a break. So, what is that? What is it going to look like next year? If they're your four options, what is it going to look like next year for Brisbane?
Well, Ben Hunt at the moment, like he was patchy. He wasn't playing bad. He was patchy, but that knee injury, especially at that age, he's it's going to take longer to get back up to speed. So I think he's going to be valued at the back end of the year, absolutely. But I think at the moment, I still think he's a yard off the pace.
But what happens next year? So next year, Adam Reynolds is gone. Gonski's gone. You got some young kids floating around.
Do you want what I think, what I want to happen, or what do I think will happen?
Okay, you give me what. Okay, give me what you think is going to happen. Then give me what you want to happen.
I think it's going to be Tom Duffy and Ezra Mam to start.
So you think Pezzett's going to be the White Knight? He's been paying him a fair bit of... Mate, he's on a fair bit of coin. It's not a little... Not that he's on millions, but it's certainly a lot more than they're paying young Duffy.
Mate, that also... depends on what Duffy's upgrade was too.
Oh, it wasn't going to be 600,000 or 700,000. I think talk is Pezzett was 600.
I think some of it's going to be on trial form and things like that, and how if Duffy lights it up the back end of the year, I think he'll get first dibs. But
depends on how much of an opportunity he's going to get, mate.
My personal biased Broncos opinion, I want Duffy and Pezzett. I'm done with Ezra Mam at the moment. I'm so.
You are not the first Broncos supporter I've spoken to that is done with Ezra Mam for a whole raft of reasons.
Yeah, my majority of mine are rugby league related. Like they are like as well. We've talked about the other stuff plenty of times, and we both were on the same page in essence there. But from a rugby league perspective, you're doing the player an injustice by playing him when he's not playing well, because all he's doing is there's quicksand for your champ. So you got to do the $1 million play all the time to get out of it, and you're making more mistakes. Then you're making more basic mistakes. Like go back to that Titans game when he went left, and they had the whole as it should never happen. Should never have got to that. But he's trying to make these big calls and big plays to change the concept or the context of the game. Sorry, and all you're doing is an injustice. He needs to go back to Cup. Like you got to not take it as a insult. It's like, okay, you got to show professionalism to go forward again. Strip your game back and go again.
You talk about a guy at the moment. He still hasn't played Origin yet. He sat the bench a couple of times, but he still hasn't played Origin yet, so he hasn't taken it to the next level yet. So I think Ezra Mam is going to start, unless he finishes this year with a bang, he's going to start next year under a lot of pressure.
Correct.
Is one Ezra Mam. Mate, we're going to finish off. Todd Payton re-signs. Was announced on Saturday. Strange time to announce it.
I reckon we have talked about Todd Payton, well, mainly you. I just sort of yes and no, nearly as much as the media talked about Galvin. I reckon Todd Payton's our Galvin.
I probably I wouldn't say that.
He's your Galvin. He's your Galvin.
Oh, he's not. No.
He's talked about. You have spoken, I reckon, about Todd Payton. I reckon over the last 18 months.
So
more than anything else.
Okay, I'm going to run some numbers at you. I want you to tell me what you think. All right. So Todd Payton came to the club in 2021. Finished second last that year. Finished third in his next year. I think he finished 11th his following year. Finished 5th in 2024. 2025 he finished 12th. So he's made the semis 2 out of 5 years. He's on his 6th year right now at the club. Okay. Since then, so the side's been battling inconsistencies pretty well, apart from that 2022 year, the whole time. Always battling inconsistencies in the club. So last year, okay, the side average, they had 684 points scored against them, which is an average of 28.5 points. It was the second worst behind the Titans in the NRL. Terrible. Defensively. So this year, we're going to put this on top of an interview Michael Luck gave during the week at SEN, saying he's seen clear improvement from the football department and Todd Payton and the side. This year, what do you think they're averaging defensively?
Low to mid-20s?
26.3. So they're essentially 2 points a game better. Wow. That's clear improvement. They've got a couple of extra wins under their belt, admittedly, than what they did have last year. So we'll give them that. But in fairness, I've watched them when I did my table. They're where I had them sitting anyway at this point of the year. Now, they've won some games that I didn't think they were going to win, and they've lost some games I thought they were dead set going to win. I'm now going to run you through the Cowboys' run home. Keep in mind now, they've re-signed the coach, and they've just lost now 3 in a row. Okay, so they've re-signed the coach. So, next week, they've got the Panthers. Okay, so you tell me, are they going to win that game?
Nope.
Okay. After that, we got another bye. So, great. So we don't get a bye for 15 rounds, then we get 2 byes within a month, within 3 weeks. Like, that's just ridiculous. Then we play the Sea Eagles at Brookvale. Who's playing better football at the moment, the Cowboys or the Sea Eagles?
Well, Seagulls could be on a fucking fall after, but
Cowboys better start hoping that's the case.
I'm going to say, I'll say Manly. Yep.
Look, it is at Brookvale. They tend to play better at Brookvale. Then they come up against the Dolphins. They put a clinic on against them 2 weeks ago. Are they going to win that game? Then they play the Broncos. So it's always a 50-50 game. So Broncos will get up for it. Cowboys sometimes get up for it. So let's say that normally most years they tend to split their games. Cowboys and Brisbane most years. So let's say that's a no on that one.
Okay.
They then play the Roosters.
No. So that's a hard no.
Yeah. Then they come across the Titans, who are playing better now than what they were certainly when they played them at the start of the year. I think they can probably maybe beat the Titans, so let's say they win that one. Okay? Then we've got another bye. So far the boys are winning. They go real with the boys.
You're right there.
Then they've got the West Tigers. And by this stage, West Tigers, apart from Kai Pearce-Paul, will might even have him back at that stage. We'll have just about a full-strength side. Do they beat the West Tigers?
50-50.
All right. Let's say yes, they beat the Tigers. Let's say they do. And the last game, they play the Raiders at home. Do they win that game? Let's say
whoever that's one who that could determine an 8 spot just about.
No, they'll be 8 will be dead, mate. They need at least to get the 12 wins in the theoretical world to get to the.
I'm going to say no. Then I'm going to take the Raiders to end the year with a bang.
So that means the Cowboys win 2 games of their run home. It gets them to 10 wins and a mile out of the 8 because their 4 against is already diabolical. It's only going to get worse. Yet the Cowboys now think this is the best time to re-sign the coach for 2 more years. So
it smells.
I don't know what's going on. I don't.
It smells of Wollongong.
And the Tigers did the same thing. Tigers were worse though. They re-signed Benji for till 2030 or something. They've re-signed Benji, and he's looking likely to miss the finals this year as well. Again, I
reckon they've been playing all right. I reckon that
they're better, but I don't think they said I don't think they're going to play finals this year.
Mate, they said I will never stick up for. Oh, pardon the language of Jerome Luai. I can't stand him, but they literally the players that they could not afford to lose. They lost Buller for a few weeks. They lost Dewey. They lost Luai. They lost
They lost Kai Pearce-Paul. They lost
Kai
12.
Pearce-Paul. So the players, like their best players, literally their best players, they lost. So
Yep. I agree.
So
anyway, but I just don't understand. I thought the Cowboys could hold fire for another, because it's not like no one else was rushing to sign Payton. Okay, so no one else. They've got 8 roster spots or something to fill for next year. Look, there's not going to be no mate. You could imagine with the state of their roster that there's going to be any major signings and that. They could have waited. Like, let's wait another 3 weeks and see how we go, if we pick up another win or not, because if they don't, they could be in the back of 5 or 6 game losing streak, and then you're going to re-sign the coach? No, you're not. No, you are not. So I don't understand that decision at all. I hope it ended up proven wrong, but so far, when it comes to Todd Payton, I haven't been. I haven't been wrong once. This middle third brought to you by Riverside. It's the wash-up, all the action of round 16 of the NRL. Lots of great footy happening. Great to see some sides getting their origin players back in. Other sides, not so much. But things all kicked off. Where are we? My little list here. On Wednesday night. On Friday. Wednesday was such a good night. On Friday, where the Knights snuck home against the Dragons, 22-20. To be fair, I didn't think this was that much of a game. I really didn't.
And the Knights were it's like, I know you're a bit more like, your opinion of what's not much of a game. I found it a bit. It was still a bit of entertainment. I really thought the Knights should have jumped out to a early lead. Fletcher Sharp brought him in my Supercoach team. Actually, I was thinking I was going to get 100. He scored 2 tries, and I was like, oh. But yeah, mate, I thought they really, obviously, when there's no Ponga, Dylan Lucas is a real focus of their attack, and just didn't seem to click. The Dragons just kept hanging in there like a pest.
Yeah, well, that's probably more how the Dragons have played the last, because apart from this year in particular, they've been in a lot of games they've lost. So, they're certainly now playing better than what they were under old mate Flanagan. That's for sure. And I still think there's 1 or 2 more wins in them yet before the year's up. I think there's a sneaky 1 or 2 wins they've still got in them.
Like Marzu, as you look at it, didn't get it. They did not. His involvement was him and Dom Young were right down. So they just Ponga gets Marzu into the game because the left hand side is Ponga's favourite sweet spot.
Yeah, that's where he goes. That's where he goes. Yeah, absolutely where he goes all the time.
Which creates all the opportunity for Marzu. So
yeah, on the back of that, mate. Moving right along, we got Friday night. We got the West Tigers and the Finns. Mate, Dolphins 36, West Tigers 22. And a very understrength. I don't know if it did, mate. It was the understrength Dolphins side. They were pretty good. I thought the Dolphins were pretty good.
Score flattered the Tigers.
Oh, yeah, flattered the Tigers. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think it did flatter the Tigers. I think it flattered the Dolphins.
No, not all. But as we mentioned previously, the fact the last 2 years, the injury toll of the Dolphins, the depth players, the squad players have had probably more reps under their belt than the backups of any other club.
Yep, and you're getting a great glimpse of it right now.
Exactly,
and Cody Nikorima was outstanding.
Oh,
outstanding with no Katoa, and they've got to remember he's been the conductor this year, and with no Katoa, he steered them around. Absolutely beautiful. Trey Fuller was great. Now there's no Hammer, so they had plenty of players out, yet they still managed to really put a score down there at Campbelltown to put a score on the Tigers, which is just about. They're not quite done and dusted yet, the Tigers, but to another loss or 2, and that'll be them. That'll be them done for the year. And then we'll see. You see a lot of mettle of what some clubs have got when that chance of making the 8 is gone. You know, how they sort of play. So, Then we go across almost a match of the weekend. And who would have thought it? Titans 19 beat the Panthers 18.
Mate, I had a couple of multi. I had a multi going that I did the exact same multi. I replicated it. One had Panthers, one had Titans because I was so torn that was the only game I did it with. I really thought the Titans were going to be a good show. Anyway, they got up. Young Harrison was good. Jojo was great.
Hasn't he come on? Jojo, like...
Kurt Moran.
Oh,
Curtis Moran.
He's just re-signed. Not 2 year deal.
He's come on as that fringe player of the Dogs to being a real key component of that Titans
the rotation.
Pack.
He scored
very good.
5 or 6 tries he scored. Like he's not a big dude. That Curtis Moran,
he's
all
very
heart.
much being the Ruben Cotter build.
Yeah, no, maybe I think he's probably even smaller than Cotter. I think he might even be smaller, but he goes good. He goes good.
Yeah, Kenny was solid. Zane Harrison looks like he's an old man on a young man's body steering around, and Jaden Cramble with Harrison there seems, I don't know, he's got a bit more swagger about him.
Yeah, no, they did well. Look, as I say, there's some more wins in the Titans yet this year. They still reckon they can make the 8. I don't think so, but they certainly could be a headache for who they've got to play along the way.
Agreed.
Rolling along, we've got the Dogs and the Sea Eagles. 13 the Dogs, Sea Eagles 12. Sea Eagles kick straight. They win. Sea Eagles get one of about 1,000 field goal shots. They win. Bulldogs can go and buy themselves a lotto ticket with that one. They're all crying about the shift of Crichton to 6. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Mate, no, sorry, don't care. Did he get actually? Yeah, I don't think so. Sorry, you're not a 6 champ. You're not even in the top.
Why do you want to move?
Sixes.
Well, we don't look. He's not. I don't think he's the best centre in the comp. But he's certainly good. He's a very, very good centre.
Correct.
So I don't understand why you'd move him. I don't understand that. Makes zero sense. When you're the player you signed to be your 6 is there and playing, and shift him out. The player you signed to be your 7 is there and playing. What are you doing? Like, I don't understand. I really do not understand the logic that Cameron Sorrell. He'll say they won the game at the end of the day. But as I say, if by some miracle
they scored a couple of junk tries.
They're and now Tupanua's out for 8 weeks with a serious hamstring tear. He's been just about their best forward in the last, and they're already without Kickout and Preston. He's still out. So
correct.
They're going to be lucky if they can find their way into the 8. They do. They're cannon fodder, absolute cannon fodder. Warriors and the Cowboys over in Christchurch at the One New Zealand Stadium, mate. It was definitely a full house. They loved it.
How's that stadium? Oh.
Yeah, she looked good. Look, it's only a simple. Would you believe it come in under budget? They should whoever built that. They should get them over here in bloody Queensland or anywhere because every stadium that we built, it runs into the billions and it's over budget.
It looked fantastic.
So, look, well done to the Warriors. Still, again, one of the dopiest, absolute dopiest bunker decisions I've seen in a long time was in that game. You clearly could see Tuapiki knocked the ball on with his hand and the bunker cleared it. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate.
Couldn't believe it. Not that the Cowboys deserved to win because once again they coughed. They just got themselves into the game. Their defence, they don't care. They just don't have that. Payton he removes his 2 best forwards that he's got in McKaylee and Tamalolo, takes them both out of the starting side, and they wonder why we had no impact to start the game. They ran right over the top of us to start the game. Makes no sense. Another Payton decision that no one can really quite understand. So I still think the Cowboys' season is on life support unless they find a way to start winning. Tommy did and still not in this week, so It's tough. Going to be tough for the Cows.
Mate. Yeah.
Storm and the Raiders, mate. 42. Raiders 20. Are the Storm back?
Mate, they are channeling in the right direction.
Yeah, they're certainly. Raiders aren't playing semis this year. I'll
rephrase. The right players for the Storm are playing well.
And Hughes got injured, but he's only out for a week, maybe two. So he's looking all right. Look, I think they may be able to force themselves into the 8. It's a matter of who's going to drop out for the Storm. But they're certainly playing much better now than what they were. But they're still on a tight rope. So yeah, and after Origin, when players are tired, we can see how they go then. When they get tired, how it all works for them. And lucky last, we've got the Roosters and the Sharks. Mate, the Sharkies just were never, ever sighted in this one. 27-8. So
they put some points on late in the game. It was a little bit of an arm wrestle. They scored a couple of tries. Lindsay Collins, I can't believe it. Off a nice move, actually. The big fella barged over.
He thinks he's a back now, mate. He's a centre. The way he's shredding him.
Do you reckon he's the modern George Rose?
I think he's better than George Rose.
Yeah, but he's the big fella who loves the meat pie.
Yeah, he does.
Loves to try.
Yeah, you love him. He works hard. He was great at the Origin on Wednesday night, and he's certainly good for the Roosters. Sammy Walker was very good again.
Oh, mate.
Good for him. So I think it's pretty clear now that the halves combination for Queensland moving forward will be what we thought it was going to be a couple of years ago. Dearden and Walker will be the combination moving forward. So Walker in the 7 and Dearden in the 6. So just a matter now of how many more years Munster's going to run around for. Now
I reckon it'll be this year and next year will be it.
Yeah, I think it could be too. Look, he might even call up stumps this year because he's had a bit of a torrid time of it this year. So he might, if they win the series this year, he might call, pull the pin on it. Then you just don't know with Origin. Just concentrate on the Storm. So and Craig Bellamy. So yeah, very interesting. All right, mate, that wraps that up. Let's jump. Let's grab another coldie. We're gonna come back and we're gonna relive Origin 2. This is middle third. We're back right after this. This middle third brought to you by Riverside. Mate, the soapboxes are out. We've dusted them off. The armchair experts are in fine voice as we relive that fantastic night only a few sleeps ago where Queensland absolutely put the cleaners through New South Wales. 44. Was that 44-22? Was that the upshot? Oh, lovely. Then they broke the record for most second half points scored. And it was, from a Queensland perspective, fantastic to see. And things were looking a bit dicey there at halftime. We were down. Hadn't played as well as we possibly could have. Tommy Flegler was a bit quiet. He did get one try assist. So, no, he certainly improved from that point on. But, mate, they got 2 junk tries at the start. Were crowing. And from the second, Selwyn Cobbo made that break. I think it was the first Queensland's first set. She was there. They just couldn't stop us.
So, my opinion, don't get me wrong, Queensland winning was amazing. Loved it. It was great. But to me, it was a hollow victory. Gave me, I don't know, it's a sense of, like, that first game, we had them on toast, and it would have been a cricket score. Okay? Then we lost that game, and then we come back. Tom Flegler dropped it off the kickoff. They got 2 junk tries, and then once things balanced out, the same thing happened. We rinsed them. Game over. Like, in my eyes, it should be 2-0, and we should not be going to a bloody third game where a single decision could ruin what could have been one of the most dominant Origin series of all time.
Yeah, you're right. From a Queensland perspective, yeah, you're right. I never got a hollow victory.
Hollow. It's the wrong word. I've been trying to think about it.
Yeah, it's
I feel it's. I don't know. There's something. I don't know. It was like, is it the itch that couldn't be scratched? It wasn't. It was like a flavourless meal. I don't know.
At the end of the day, game one's done. We can't change it, whether we agree or disagree with decisions. She's done. NRL ended. They've got what they want. They always want a decider, mate. Always want a decider. So it's better for ratings. I don't really if they care so much about the ratings because they've already paid for it. So I'm sure Channel 9 they want a decider as well. So they all got what at the end of the day they got what they wanted. So unfortunately for Queensland is New South Wales, as Queensland is potentially 80 minutes away from winning the series. A series that they should not be anywhere near in.
And that's what shits me the most.
And that's what shits all Queenslanders the most.
That's what really grinding my gears hard because, especially due to things that have been released in press and things like that, how decisions can be left in the hands of one person, and that's what really gets up my.
Before we talk about what the sort of teams could potentially look like for the next game, there were a couple of contentious decisions out of that game. So let's go first. Victor Radley races in, leads with the head, and whacks Trent Liero, I think it was, high. So penalty deemed sufficient. Going on the level that Cashley Klein brought in at the last Origin, was that sufficient?
No.
Absolutely not sufficient. Absolutely not sufficient. And the NRL should hang their heads in shame again. So again, it's a player that has got a history of doing stupid things. And he gave away 2 penalties when he came on, so there's no surprise there from Radley. But again, they whack him high in Origin. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's not okay. And he should have gone. I'm not saying he should have been sent off, but on the standards that have been set all year, had to go to the bin for that tackle. Had to go to the bin.
Mate, you are 100% right. Like he didn't get charged for that one on Carrigan, which should have been.
Yep,
100% he should.
Just it's a joke. It is. I don't understand. Like he is under pressure because Radley made a couple of penalties that he's under pressure to hold his spot now, and so he should be. Because he only made to look good on the first game because of the send-off. So he wasn't. So we're both in agreement there. So and again, as I said, I don't expect him to get sent off, but 10 in the bin was certainly worth it for that what he did.
Great.
Let's roll forward as we go through. Your mate Katoni Staggs comes flying in, hits Ponga, flush, shoulder, head. Not dissimilar, but obviously had some similarities to the Swalihi Walsh hit of a couple of years ago. Not quite as bad as that, but certainly there were some similarities there. Ends up going to the bin. Should he have been sent off for that hit? Going on the levels that Cashley Klein has made. Okay, from Origin 1.
So, in my opinion, yeah, as I said, I love Staggsy. I think I love the passion he plays for, but to me, he just doesn't, whether that's a New South Wales thing or a Laurie Daly thing, to me, he plays his best football for Brisbane, and to me, he's never set the world on fire in State of Origin, and for the letter of the law, should have got sent. Going purely off what was that decision the half-wit made in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, inconsistencies, not just from the bunker this time, and he was quite happy to listen to and take the bunker's advice on this one. He was quite happy to. There was no, I have an opinion here. I know what it is. So Now, whether he has been told to tone that down by the NRL, which is every chance he should have. But unfortunately, the genie's already out of the bottle with how we refereed the game in game one. Already out of the bottle. Can't put it back in now. But now he suddenly wants to referee it differently.
Can't. Of course he can't.
So, as I say, two decisions. Both were wrong. Did they affect the outcome of the game? At the end of the day, no, they didn't. But really, it's really poor. Just really, really poor. So, mate, let's fast forward. So, in 2 weeks' time, when the boys will be running out, mate, we'll be halfway through the second half by now. How good will it be? We'll be up here at Suncorp. So, obviously, barring injury, okay, is Billy likely to change the side? Even the 18th and 19th players. So that's it.
I think
Talangi and Walsh.
I think Talangi might get changed. I think Walsh will stay there.
If Dearden's fit. So Dearden not playing this week. May play.
No, I don't know. Yeah, whether it was Tom Dearden or Jonathan Thurston coming back from being out for a long period of time, you don't pick. No, I personally wouldn't pick him. Just being short of a run.
Take into consideration what he has done in that Queensland jersey in the past. So,
mate,
and you're not talking about starting. You're talking about, and not even in the top 17. He's there if disaster strikes, and you lose a half.
If disaster strikes, I think Queensland has got the side that can adjust, and if the game's on the line, like we're down by some bad thing, 2018 with 10 minutes to play, and we're firing blanks. Munster and Sam Walker just can't get it done. Bringing Dearden on, I don't think can remedy that. We're bringing someone like a Walsh, Jaden Campbell, a player who's got in my eyes, X factor. I think needs to be in the side.
Yeah, I don't mind the X factor.
Dearden's not an X factor player. He's a fix a problem that arises early in a match.
He's a fixer. No, I don't know if I call him a fixer. He's a bit better than just a fixer.
No, but if you're talking about someone you're talking about him being picked 18th, 19th, so would you say he's someone who could change the game? Or would you say he's someone who could?
No, I think it certainly can. I think he can straighten play up if that's what's needed. He can score tries himself. He can turn a game through just through his defensive efforts.
We're both probably leaning to
it just depends on. I'm just trying to find out whether, as I say, he's picked Taulagi on next to no football. He picked him. So now the question will be, he's also picked Walsh, who's out of form. He picked Mann, who's out of form.
I personally would give, if the way they're doing this, because you're not classed as a Queensland jersey, are you, unless you get on the field. Is that correct?
Correct. You get money, you still get paid, but that's it. It's not a game.
I would rotate Talangi out, and I would put Xavier Savage in.
I'd like to see Savage. I wouldn't mind seeing Savage.
That's who I think. I think I would like. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. You know who? And I can't believe I'm actually going to say this now. I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but if there was another outside back, I think who is playing very. Or there's actually two of them. There's actually two of them.
Okay.
So the other one.
What team?
So there's two of them. One of them's playing for the Gold Coast.
Oh. You bag him all the time, Sammy.
Yeah. Up until the last 6 or 8 weeks.
Okay, next one. Who's the other one?
Oh, I think Tom Chester could benefit from being in there. So, being 18.
He's a man of his. You can say some people sandbag. He's a creator of his own problems by trying too hard.
No, I guess he's all there. Again, he's another effort. Look, you've got to love effort players. But I think he could just benefit from being in the squad. More than likely not playing, but will just grow an extra leg moving forward. Because certainly there's no doubt that if he keeps improving on this trajectory, he's going to be right in the reckoning for Origin in the coming years. He's going to be right there or thereabouts if he continues to improve, as players like Helam Lukey will be. Potentially things like players for the Cowboys, Tom McCarty might be. So all these players that are certainly, Arama Howe for the Titans, who's gets his defence in order, sorts that totally out, and he's going to be in there with a real shot. So all these players that are, looking for a chance, they just might benefit from that. So you reckon no changes? Taulagi may be out.
Yeah, I would rotate someone out, but I would no, I don't think they'll make a change because I think in the starting side we've got positions all covered, and to win the game, like a game on the line, you gotta have, as I said, someone like Walsh, Jaden Campbell, Jai Gray, someone who can do the unpredictably really well.
Okay, fair enough. Mate, we don't normally talk about it, but very quickly, New South Wales, they're talking about mass changes. So let's just have a bit of fun with this. So New South Wales side, when it gets announced on Monday, I think they announced it on Monday, plus or minus 6 changes.
Plus.
So they're going to make more than 6 changes. All right, okay. All right, we don't need to talk about who they're going to change because who bloody knows who they're going to change. It's a lot of changes. That is a lot of changes. This is the middle.
What about you, mate? What do you think?
Oh, look, I think they'll change nearly the whole bloody team because that's just the way they do things. So, they'll look at it. A lot of players were pretty poor in that. But where do you stop? Where do you stop the changes? Nathan Cleary was poor in game 1, apart from the last 20 minutes.
Agreed.
Yet somehow he managed to find himself a man of the match, and they're all crowing about that. Like, seriously, Sam Walker should have still been man of the match, regardless if he won or lost. He's been poor in both games. Clearly, is he going to get dropped? No, because he's the GOAT. They're not going to drop him. Mitchell Moses was terrible. Well, will they? I don't know if they will drop him. Staggs was ordinary in both games, except for his 20-minute period against when he's up against Capewell was poor. So he's under pressure to hold his spot. Toto was ordinary in game 1 and ordinary again in game 2. So where do you?
Jojo Fafita has his number.
And for the first time, I cannot believe it's taken this long. They're starting to target him in the air. I can't believe they haven't done it till now. I just can't believe it. Because and that's nothing against him. He's great at what he does. He scores tries. And he gets 1,000,000 metres in games. But because of his short in stature, he is susceptible to taller players. And they just never seem to take advantage of it.
Agreed.
And Queensland did. Put him under plenty of pressure. As they did. And that's only going to continue. So the question is, does Laurie put his faith in Toto to kick through it, or does he say, well, no, let's go with a tool like a Bostock or something to try and negate the air threat? So
I think Bostock's going to be right in the frame.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to scare Queensland a great deal, though.
No, I don't think so. But I reckon it's going to be.
He's still a couple of years away. I think from he's done a. Right, since he come back from the Dolphins, but I don't think he's. Yeah, I just don't think he's. Yeah, well, could be proven wrong. Could be. Certainly, what he is going to be is good in the air. So it's just a matter of if that's.
I reckon. I personally, well, they're going to. Marky Mark's going to stay on the side. We know that. I would bring Kiraz in.
Yeah, well, he could be a chance.
You got a bit of X factor, but you also got someone who's going to work hard in getting the ball. Yeah. Work hard getting the ball back too.
Yeah, interesting. So, but again, where do you stop with the changes, mate? Then you got Tedesco or.
Okay, Teddy, see ya. You're out.
So again, way you're sounding, it's 12, 13 players are going to go.
Oh mate, plenty. Liam Martin to come in. Reece Robson out. Break Brady in. See ya.
So so again, you won't pick Dearden on no football. You're going to pick Brayley on no football.
Um, he's only been out 3 weeks. Din's been out a lot longer.
Yeah, Dearden's one of the fittest players in the comp. I don't your logic's screwy there with Dearden. But anyway, I think Coruscant will probably come in. I don't think again. I don't think.
I think Homoli, Dylan Lucas, see a champ. You're out. Stick to first grade.
Homoli was anyway, as I say, where do you stop? Where do you stop?
Mate, there's 8 to 10 changes that side, from not just personnel but also positioning. Easy.
This is the middle third. We're back. We're back with preview of all the action of round 70 of the NRL. This is the middle third, brought to you by Riverside. Here it is. It's all the preview of round 17 of the NRL. Shell kicks off Thursday night. It's Parramatta and South. Excuse me. And for Eels, Mitchell Moses, after a lacklustre return in Origin, is back for his club side. Volkman shifts to 5'8". Joash Babalehi is back to the bench. Talon De Silva will start. Harrison Edwards is back on the bench. And Aper Tweedle, is back to the bench as well. For the Rabbits, Cameron Murray returns. Lockie Hubner back to the bench. And Bronson Garlick drops off the bench. Oh, that's a bit of a mouthful. Mate, got to be the Bunnies, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Cameron Murray is the big in for them to me. Like well, I think he certainly will be starting for New South Wales next game. He is the heart and soul of that Bunny side.
Yeah, they are. Dave Fitter is playing. There were concerns he wasn't going to play. He missed the captain's run at a funeral. So there were concerns he wasn't going to play, but he's. I think it'll be tight. I don't think there'll be too much in it. Para, either they've been in the games they've played or they've been really horrible. So we're going to know pretty early on if they're up for the fight or if they're not. And I think Mitchell Moses is going to need to have a big game if he wants to keep his Origin spot.
Do you think? Okay, here's a quick one. Isaiah Katoa shoots the lights out.
No, I don't think so. I still think he's I don't like the idea of playing two genuine sevens together.
I think he's got a more six game. His game is more six. He could be a six certainly.
Yeah, could be, but he's pretty dominant playing for the Dolphins.
Only because he's got a magician with his hands.
So yeah, I just think it'd be a waste, mate. I don't agree with playing two sevens, especially dominant sevens. We're not talking about players that can play a bit of six and a bit of seven. Dominant on the ball sevens, which is what Cleary is, which is what Moses is, which is what Qatar is. They're all dominant sevens. So I don't think it makes any sense. Now they're still talking about Moses' game from 4 years ago or something. Living off that, so they still want to, as New South Wales tends to do a fair bit, living in the past. Mate, Friday night, we got the Titans and the Doggies. Mate, this is a good game. Unfortunately, young Jensen Tonabapaya is going to miss the rest of the season.
Oh, mate, did you see the video?
Yeah, I couldn't watch it. I can't watch that. I hate that stuff. Can't do it. Big Tino is back. Clee Sass is back on the bench. Chris Randall's back at lock, and unfortunately, Cooper Bye is out with concussion. Lachlan Ellis is on the bench. Dean Iramia and Dragons forward Michael Marlowe are among the reserves. For the Doggies, Stephen Crichton goes to 5'8". Matt Burton to centre. Silaton is out with a. I thought they've said torn calf. It's definitely a hamstring. Josh Curran played the second row. Hopper O'Sullivan joined the bench, and Conti misses out. Mate, I'm going to go to the Titans.
Titans for me, mate.
As I say, they had a win. They beat the Broncos. The following game, it was close. They probably should have won. Then they turned up last week, played really well. Even though they had a couple of players out. Penrith had a couple of players, more than a couple. They still got the job done. So well done. And they've got a truckload of home games coming up. Truckload of home games. So
we should go to one.
Yeah, I think we should. Well, I think we definitely should.
Mate, no, there's no way Okay, I will argue. Actually, I'll shout this out to. We've got a new listener. Actually, he's a mate from work. He's a he's a doggy supporter. My man James. You're a good bloke.
Really? He's a
Mate,
good bloke? Doggy supporter?
he's a good bloke. He's actually a good bloke. Mate, Stephen Crichton is less of a 5'8" than Matt Burton, and he is less of a 5'8" than Lachlan Galvin is a halfback. So
Yeah. Well, there's lots of questions being asked about this Doggies roster. Bronson Cherry's also on the way out, so there's plenty happening there. Plenty happening down there at the kennel. Mate, Friday night, it's the Broncos and the Roosters. Some are saying this is last chance saloon for you Broncos. Reece Walsh and Staggs are back in. Paramount goes back to the bench. Verhoeven is out. Adam Reynolds is out with saying a calf injury. With obviously still got that cramp maybe still hanging around. Ben Hutt goes to 7. Tom Duffy stays at 5'8". That's one I don't understand. Tom Duffy is a genuine on-the-ball 7. Ben Hunt has proven over the years he can play 6, he can play 7, he can play 9. That should be the other way around. Payne Haas is back from Origin. Xavier Willison moves to lock, and Josh Rogers back to the bench. Moses on the bench. Coates and Mam drop out. Well, it's about time Mam spent some time in reserve grade. Should have been a month ago when he first dropped him to the bench. For the Roosters, Savala makes a return from concussion. Billy Smith goes to the wing. Tommy Talau's on the bench. Toby Rodwell is out of the side. Look, I'm going to have to, the way you blokes are playing, I've got to tip the Roosters.
Yeah, I am in agreement on tipping the Roosters. Well, I want the Broncos to win, obviously. The decision, the game that we played, that game against the Bunnies, that was everything to play for a whole matter of reasons. We were down on troops, but so were they. But some of the calamitous acts that happened in the game, like, if we had scored off after the Adam Reynolds intercept or whatever, I think game could have been a little bit different. But mate, it was some calamitous stuff that looked like it was a preseason trial game.
Yeah, they've got some work to do. I say Michael Maguire's have to earn his money to get him out of this hole they're in now because it's only getting deeper. Mate, Saturday, 3 o'clock at Suncorp. Dolphins, they're all coming back. Hammer's back. Cobbo's back. Fuller and Tavita Naho drop out of the 19. Katoa's back. Schneider goes to the bench. Flegler returns to prop. Finney Fuiaki does the same. Kafusi. Keely dropped back to the bench. Plathy's on the bench. Unfortunately, Tommy Gilbert's out with a throat injury. I don't know what happened there. John Finnegoffo and Brian Pufu are 3 dropping off the bench for the Warriors. Jackson Ford's out with a pec injury. Tao Smith is in the starting side. Kurt Capel returns. Murata Niokoro's back on the bench. Sam Healy's back too. And Tuffo drops to the reserves. Going to go the Finns.
Mate, it would have been, if Jackson Ford was playing, it would match the round.
I'll still match the round, I think. I'll still match the round.
I'm going Finns, and I'm not going to say Finns comfortably, but I think it'll be a try and a bit, maybe try 2. I think Jackson Ford, huge hole, massive hole their side.
Oh, he's been doing so much. Attack, defence, long minutes.
Barnett offsets it by now, back to, but once again, different sort of play. Barnett was good for the Warriors last week. But yeah, no, mate, it's for me. I'm confidently picking the Finns.
5:30 up there at Queensland Country Bank. Cowboys and Penrith. Huge occasion. First Cowboy ever to play 300 games just for the Cowboys, for Jason Taumalolo. So huge celebration to what I reckon is the best forward of the modern era. Tommy McCarty returns to the starting side. Well, he does now, but Payton may change him. Who knows? Hess and Neem go back to the bench. Sutton's on the bench. Johnny Bateman is out for the Panthers. Toto returns. Alamonte goes from wing to the centres. Luke Garner goes back to the bench. Cleary's back. Coggers at the bench. Isaiah Yeo's back. Lindsay Smith goes from lock to prop. Henry back to the bench. Patea, Cole and Funu drop off the bench. Look, I want to tip the Cowboys. I so do, but that performance again is just typical of the Cowboys, and have got zero defensive resolve. So I'm going to tip the Panthers.
Sorry, mate. I think it's going to be the Panthers by a decent, not a huge margin, but a margin that would disappoint someone playing 300 games.
Look, he's never won a milestone game, Taumalolo. They should have spanked Parramatta 6 or 7 weeks ago. And they tossed up the crap they tossed up for that game. And since then, they haven't been bloody much better. So, all the best, Jace. You deserve a lot better than I think you're going to get on, unfortunately. I'll be cheering for him, but I can't see much excitement coming out of that one for the Cowboys. It's Manly in Melbourne, 7:30 at 4 Pines Park.
Oh, this is probably the most
Brookie.
entertaining game.
The Battle of Brookie. Felitti replaces Cass Ruben Garrick. Wakeham is out. Simpkin starting. Kobe Hetherington is concussed. I think it's his second of the year, I think. Ethan Bullimore starting at prop. Shoop, Wilson, and Sherribb are the new face on the bench. Flalalo is a chance. For the Storm, Jerome Hume is out. Tyron Wish is going to start at halfback. Harry Grant returns to the starting side. Trent Defau comes from the bench. And Pahu is the new face on the bench.
Storm for me, mate. They're
this-
raging. They're raging outsiders too.
I don't know. I'm going to say Storm, but I'm not confident. I'm not really.
Like, mate, outside of Jamal Fogarty that cost him that game, Nathan Brown had two glaring, trying to hit the ball 1,000 bazillion miles an hour.
That's how he does it, mate.
And he made two crucial errors in that game as well. The one led specifically to Bulldogs try.
Well, Foran's now going to start what it's like to be an NRL coach now, so it's certainly the honeymoon period still there, but they're on the plane on their way home. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen with that one. Sunday, this interesting. 2 o'clock down there at Canberra. Simi Sasagi is back. Slot straight back in the centres. Chris drops to the bench. Laurie is out with a little bit of an issue with, won't say what that is. Jed Stewart and Pataku Case drop off the bench. Chevy Stewart and Jack Clydesdale are in. For the Dragons, Figuy's in the centres. Tyrell Sloan moves to the wing. Blake Laurie's off the bench. About time. Locke Kingtongia, Jacob Kalu, and Nick Turgis are all in. But this is a tough one to pick. I'm going to go the Raiders for one reason and one reason only, is they're at home.
Sasagi?
No, they're at home.
Mate, Simi Sasagi without doubt has been their best, was their form player by daylights. Didn't know where he was playing. And he'll be coming back into my side due to I got 2 season-ending injuries, so in my Supercoach team. I'm going to lean to the Raiders, like you said, at home, and also getting Simi Sasagi back in that side.
Okay. Sunday, 4 o'clock. It's Newcastle and the Tigers. Ponga's back. Sharp goes to 5'8". Sanders Smith slides to the bench. He's been very good for them. Very good, Sanders Smith. I still think he's there. Dylan Lucas is back. Thomas Kent goes back to the bench. Jermaine Ukua is back from suspension. Metalufii drops out. Crouch out of the bench. Harrison Graham and James Schiller are out for the Tigers. Herbert is out. Toa, who has recently signed Manly, he's out. Skelton comes onto the wing. Jock Madden is out, and Adam Dewey slots straight back in. Polo returns to the starting side. 12's back from injury. Buntiafo and Seyfarth are back on the bench. Latu Fano is back on the bench. Heath Mason and Charlie Murray are out. Again, they've got a few, so they're getting a couple back now, the Tigers, but it is at McDonald-Jones, so I'm going to go the Knights.
Yeah, mate. They got reinforcements are back. The backup team got the job done. Now the full squad's back. Yeah, for me, Knights.
All right. Well, mate, that brings us to tipping.
Indeed, mate.
And would you believe I forgot to put my tips in last week? Stupid me. Stupid me. So I haven't even looked to see how. Yeah, it won't be very good. I was surging, but now I'm stalling.
Kiwi Glenn still out in front, mate. Kiwi Glenn, 90 T-Bird points. Bobby Rain and Lynch Mark, and both that's the top 4. Mate, I'm an early crow. I think the winner's going to come out I don't think anyone outside the top four. The gap is growing to go, but it's 90, and then to get is 84 is seventh place.
So yeah, I think you're right. One thing is for certain, mate, is either of us aren't going to get within QE of that. Not within QE.
I'm surging. On 1 point, I've pulled back on you.
Oh, I didn't put my tips in last week.
Surging.
In the great words of the great Rab, surging. Hack it, Thorpe, hack it. All right, mate. Super coach.
Mate, I lost Jackson Ford and Tupanua. So Simisiagi's going to be coming back in, and the other one I'm on the fence about at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've got to get rid of Jackson Ford. I don't know. Can is Twal prop? Or is he just a lock?
No, 12. I think 12. You got 12's your duel.
Yeah.
But I think most likely I'll bring Payne Haas in for Ford.
I've already got Haas.
And Sasagi will come in for Tupanua. That's going to be the most likely for me at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I am thinking Twal at the moment for Jackson Ford.
Coming back from his knee injury, from a knee injury though, is Twal. So
yeah, look, just depends. He's early. It just depends. But I've got some real challenge now. Because some of my bench players now are starting to improve now, so I've got to work out who those bench players are. She's getting trickier and trickier and trickier.
So potentially you may have to, if you've got no nuffs, you may have to nuff someone.
Yeah, maybe. Well, now, I know you've been waiting for this, so let's just get this over and done with. I believe for the first time in over a season and a half, you've had a win.
I've had a lot of close calls, so you're not giving me my due causes there.
You know what they call close calls? Losing.
I've had lots of close calls. It's going to be very, very simple for me. I'm actually crossing codes. It's a bit of a hybrid bet.
When are we crossing codes? It's when do we cross codes?
I'm going Queensland, and Australia to win the World Cup.
The Soccer World Cup?
Yep. To win our game on Friday.
Okay then. All right. That's the weirdest bet I've ever heard in my life. I think whatever you're taking, you need half the dose. Dead set half the dose. All right. All right, mate. Well, that brings us to the end of another fantastic show. I would congratulate you on a great performance, but I'm not going to do that because you're sadly still out of form. But anyway, that's how it works. It's good night from him.
Good night from him.
Remember, it's hard to be humble when you come from Queensland.
Come from Queensland.